What up, folks? I'm Ultrazilla, and today I have a big old box of Super7 Ultimates SPACEGODZILLA 1994, and it is heavy. This is, I can't remember how heavy the Destroyer box was, but I'm sure that was heavy too. But this is really, really heavy, guys. Shockingly heavy. Nice and purple, as it should be. It's pretty cool. We don't get slipcase covers anymore, which is a shame, but it is still a cool box. There you go. SPACEGODZILLA, Godzilla vs. SPACEGODZILLA, right up. One of Ultrazilla Jr.'s favorite Godzilla movies, period. Kinda mine too. At first it wasn't, but the more I watched it, the more I liked it, especially, watching it a lot with Ultrazilla Jr. when he was real young. It just made me love it. Like, whatever he gravitated to, I loved. You know what I'm saying? So this one goes with Mogera. And we reviewed Mogera a little while back. I had gotten that one at Entertainment Earth, but I got this one, both of these on credit. I got this one at BBTS. So, I had to wait for them to get theirs in, and they took a long time to get theirs in. It's weird. BBTS used to get things in really fast, but lately everything has been really slowed up there. I'm not sure why, but I still waited because I had the credit there and I wanted to split them, like that. Hey, I mean, look, you gotta save where you can. And so I did, but now we got him here, so we're gonna review him. So without any further ado, let's get to that review. And here's SPACEGODZILLA out of the package, along with all the crystals he comes with to start. And he comes, as you can see, with 6 crystals, 2 small ones, 2 medium ones, and 2 large ones. And they're okay. I find that the problem with them, even though I like that they, tried this clear thing with him, because they're kind of clear, right? In the movie, sort of, is that this happens on all of them, these 2 lines. It doesn't look good. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of ruins it. Because this is, while there's a sculpt here, it's not that much, I don't know. They're fine. They're fine, but those 2 lines do throw me off, the little bubbling, right all in the same spot. Well, the big ones look like they only have 1, but those little ones had 2. But yeah, I like the bases. I think the bases are pretty cool. I wonder if it was better to do this or to go just white, I'm on the fence about that. I get it. I like it, the idea of clear, but at the same time, not so sure, not so sure. But, they're fine. They're kind of like hard rubber almost, they feel like. I'm not sure if that's what they are exactly, but that's what they kind of feel like. For some other accessories, because why not? We have 4 extra hands. So we get some grabby hands, and then we get some evil claw hands. And they look pretty good. I do like them. They got white nails, and around the white nails, at the cuticles, you got a little purple, which looks very good. So real nice on the hands for sure. They all came out good. Nothing is really messed up on them. So yeah, not bad. And then we get an extra open mouth head, and the teeth, they could be a little bit better. They're not terrible, but one thing I feel like they are a bit too small. And then the paint on them, it's not the worst I've ever seen, I'll be honest. It's not the best I've ever seen, so it's just okay. There's some mess up parts, there's not so mess up parts. But I think if they were just a little bit bigger overall, I would think they would look better. The little things on the side, pincers, whatever, spikes, more teeth. They look good. They're just done in white. You see the little dorsals up here are pretty cool. They are clear plastic, and then the big star crystal head thing is in yellow translucent plastic, and I really like that. I think that looks really, really good. It's sloped back on his head, as is the other one, and I think that's fine. I think it's good. I'm not 100% sure if that's exactly how it was in the movie, but it's similar. The eyes look pretty good on this one. Nicely painted, and I feel like they are pretty much in the right spots. So that's not too bad. The, upper mouth here looks pretty good. Cheeks, nose, inside the mouth. There's a tongue in there, but, I feel like the mouth just is a little weird because of the teeth. But, yeah, it's not bad. And on the bottom, you got some purple paint, which looks fine. So, not a bad alternate head. And here's how the head looks on the body, and it looks pretty decent when it's on. Not so shabby at all. So let's keep looking at some heads here. We'll look at this head. The eyes, again, aren't bad at all on them. I think the teeth look okay on this one because the mouth is closed. The teeth don't look as small. So there's that. Things on the side look fine enough. The star jewel on his head looks pretty good. That's why I always call it. I don't know. That doesn't matter what it's really called. And then up here again, you got these little translucent little spikes too, which is very, very nice. So I do think both heads aren't bad. I mean, they aren't perfect, but could they be worse? Absolutely, they could be worse. So I don't know. I don't mind them. I kind of like him. Now, let's push this guy back. He is interesting fella. So we did the heads, we did the accessories, which is weird to do the heads like that, but whatever. He's interesting. I mean, can you see what I'm saying right off the bat? Because this guy, he's a little bit happy. He's a little happy. I know, I'm being a baby. But, I mean, even my son was just like, Daddy, is that his wee-wee? What is happening here? Why is he doing the pelvic thrust? It's gonna drive us insane. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because this is definitely not how it's like in the movie. And the other the other Space Godzilla figures I have, yeah, they don't have that. It's not quite like that. That's pushed a little bit further in. So I'm not 100% sure what's happening there. It's interesting. It makes for a very entertaining figure. I'll give it that. But yeah, I don't know how much I love it. But it's interesting. It's also a little soft. Now, we talked about the soft materials used on Mogera and how much I dislike that. I dislike it less here. I don't hate it at all here, because this is a monster. This is what I was saying before. Don't mind the materials if it fits. And it fits, so I'm fine with it. Because you also get it for the shoulders. Totally like rubbery, soft plastic. So you can move them a little bit better there. Again, don't mind it. It looks way better. I don't like it on robots at all. On organic figures, I think it's fine. And I'll be honest with you, despite his little pooch there, his little pouch. Maybe it's just a pouch, right? I like how this figure looks. I do. You do have to insert the tail, and you do have to do the exact same thing you've had to do with, pretty much all of their Godzillas, where you have to really jam it in with force. Now, this one, I needed a lot of heat to really get it to do it. But it goes in all the way, and it goes in flush. So if you're having trouble, heat it. I heated mine up with a hairdryer for like well over a minute before it got, even soft enough for me to be able to do it. But yeah, I like the look of this guy overall. Much more so than Mogera. Like, it's funny because I love Mogera 94. Don't love Space Godzilla. Have never been like the biggest Space Godzilla guy. But I do like this figure. I do. I'm not gonna say I don't. And that's surprising because heading into getting this, I was seeing, a lot of folks complaining about this wave. And you know what? I did my fair share complaining about Mogera. So I was just like, not 100% looking forward to getting Space Godzilla, I'll be honest with you. But I like it. That aside, But you know what? Again, I'm having a good time with it, so it's a little odd. Now, like the crystals we saw before, these are translucent as well, and you can see inside them. I don't hate it as much here. There's a nice finish on them on these, as you can tell. It's kind of like a pearlescent finish, which looks really, really cool. I do dig that. And then the dorsal fins are all like this, like translucent plastic with like a little purple highlight to them. I like that a lot. I think it looks fantastic. Honestly, really, really like it. You even got, you know, the translucent plastic up here for the little ones, which takes a lot of effort to do. These are also done like that, and these are all done like that, you know, throughout the tail, which looks very cool all the way to the tip, which looks great. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. No doubt about it. The dorsal fins, all the crystals on here are very, very, very cool. I know some folks would like it probably to be white. They didn't do it. So, hey, whatevs. You either hate what they did or you like what they did. I am on the side of actually really, really liking how they, like, I don't really care for the crystals, the separate ones. Everything here, to me, looks absolutely fantastic. And, you know, proportionally, I think this guy, you know, besides that, is pretty decent. I do like it. I mean, Space Godzilla's a little chunky, and he's, I feel like, a little more, like, svelte this way. He's chunky down here. He's got thighs that won't quit, and, of course, he's got this. But, which looks good. This is a really nice sculpt, by the way. Scary looking, but a really nice sculpt, and there is a nice purple paint with a nice little wash over it, which goes all the way back down to here, and then all the way through the tail. You got that purple, you got that wash, which looks good. The sculpt on the tail is pretty good throughout, I have to say. Though I do feel like, you know, there's a lot of weirdness with some of the segments where it feels like they could also be pushed in more. I don't know if that's a fact, but that's how it appears to me a little bit. But overall, I think the sculpt is good on them. Back to the legs and the thighs. Big, chunky, Godzilla-like legs. Looks good. Same concept there. The nails, the toenails are pretty good. Sorry if I sound a little nasally. I've been battling a nasty cold all week. And the toenails look pretty good. With the purple, I like it. I do. Yeah, the toenails are great. Honestly, the legs are great. Really, really good sculpt, so no worries there. The back part here. Now, you know, depending on which light you look at it, you can tell that this, like, diaper piece, which has that, you know, you could tell it's a different type of plastic, like, especially up against, you know, the more glossy, like, tail. And you can see it up here, too. It's just a different type of plastic. But, I mean, it blends good enough, you know, especially in the front. Because you see just a little thin strip there, and then they did it really well to blend this purple to this purple. So, in those terms, it's pretty good. I love the sculpt on the belly and the chest. It looks really, really good. Very nicely done. And again, you do get that wash again over the purple, which I like. It's not a bright purple. It's nice, subdued. The gray, like, Godzilla skin looks very, very good. On these, you have, like, little flecks of purple, which, you know, looks pretty decent enough, I would say. I don't know how well you can see it, but, yeah, there's, like, flecks of purple that looks pretty good on those. Here's what he looks like from the back completely. So you can see, like, how thick these dorsals are. And then, like, solid. Really, really nice looking. And these look good. Again, you got that weird frosting, which looks... I think it looks really nice, honestly. So, yeah. I like how his neck is curved a little bit. That's proper. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. Even with his, you know, his Frank and beans, like I enjoy it. Or he's just got his Frank. I don't know. He looks good. He's a good looking. I think he's a good looking Space Godzilla. I don't know. I do like him. I like him with this head more. I'm not, you know, this one I feel like not so much. But the regular head, Yeah, I'm good. And I didn't even look at the fists, but the fists are good. I haven't had a real like urge to switch it out, but I like his fist. He looks angry and he looks all like Super Saiyan-y even. Like, I don't know, something about maybe it's his little yellow hair here, but damn you. I don't know. Kamehameha, whatever they say. Yeah, I'll have to run that by my son. But yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. He's standing a little bit weird, I've noticed. But we'll look at that momentarily in articulation. But overall, honestly, I'm actually really enjoying this figure. All right, so for that articulation, the head is on a ball joint. Then the neck is on 1, 2, I would guess. Up here there's a cup, but there's no real movement. And the arms can go out and back and forth. Again, soft plastic here. Allows for some movement. You have bicep swivel as well. You have a single jointed elbow, and then a hinge swivel at the wrists. Then the body can move. Got a lot of got a room in here. I think you're just getting a swivel. I don't think you're doing much else with it. At least I'm not. The legs are on giant ball joints. They work fine. They work fine. Hinge at the knees, but you're not getting a ton out of it. I mean, you possibly can, but I don't want to like tempt the fates here. There's probably another detent in there, but definitely gonna need heat. Then and you can turn it as well. Then the knees, not the knees, we did the knees, the ankles, the foot can rock and all that. So hinge back and forth. Then the tail, you got the big joint there, and then you do have quite a bit of joints on the tail, so it's pretty good. The only problem is, like I was saying just before this, you know, actually, you know, see, like that happens a lot where he's kind of just hanging back. But if you move his ankles in further, yeah, you can get him to be good, regardless of the tail not wanting to be a stand. Although I think it's working pretty fine. So, you know, the articulation, it's okay. It's not like the most amazing thing, but it's totally fine. I'm fine with it. And there you go. There's a hand that just popped out. So while we do have that hand popped out, since we didn't see one of these on him, here we go. Ha ha, I am evil. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I like that. And for your size comparisons, first up here it is with two other Super 7 figures. Of course, we had to bring in a Mogera and their first Godzilla, which is Godzilla 89. But honestly, I feel like that Godzilla is more like a generic Heisei Godzilla, honestly, the way it looks. So it kind of works with anything. It's really a go-to. I'd be very curious to see if they did other Godzillas. I know they did the Burning Godzilla, but they don't look that far off. So I'd be curious to see what another Godzilla looks like from them that's like a normal Godzilla from the Heisei series. Would it look more like Burning? I don't know. But yeah, I consider it pretty generic anyway, and it goes good with the Space Godzilla, who is a little bit bigger than both of them, but not too much bigger, honestly. They're on the level. They look good together. But not the biggest guy in the line. That belongs to Destroyer, who is just absolutely enormous. And here is Space Godzilla with the SH Monster Art Little Godzilla, and you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, Little Godzilla might be a little small, but I don't know. It's not too bad. He goes good with the crystals, that's for sure. And for one last size comparison, here is a Space Godzilla with the SH Monster Art Space Godzilla, who lost his head at the sight of the junk in the trunk of the Super 7. And my final thoughts, well, I mean, I'm a little shocked that I really like this guy, but I do. I like it better than Mogera. I really like his crystal dorsals. I like the shoulder crystals. The, standalone crystals, not as much, but I like this head. I don't like the other head. The hands are pretty good. The finish on this guy is really good. Yes, he's got that. But, I mean, like I keep saying, I just keep laughing at it, and it's sort of like enhancing my enjoyment of the figure. You know, I think the problem is, like, the more I look at it, is not just that this is protruding. I think his belly is a little too small. You know, like, I think, like, Space Godzilla has, like, a chunkier belly, so I think that kind of gets, like, the focus goes on that too much. And if this was a little bit thicker here, it would have smoothed it out a little bit more. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm really, I'm liking this figure. Again, I didn't expect it, but I am liking this figure. I'm not gonna stray away from that. It's just fun. Just fun to handle and fun to look at, and I don't mind the soft parts on this one. Again, organic, soft is totally fine with me, so I don't know. I'm as shocked as you are, because after Mogera and you know, from people complaining about this one too, I was just like, man, I'm not looking forward to this. But it's a pleasant surprise, and that's good. In my opinion, that's good. I mean, folks could still hate on it, you know, like, I'm not you, you're not me, so, you know, I'm not, like, telling you to run out and buy it. I'm just giving you my opinion on my figure, and, like, paint-wise, it looks really good. I think the only mess-ups I saw were, like, on the alternate head. Otherwise, I dig it. And there you go. Keep it at that. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection. Until next time, peace out.